from Abuja, the nation's capital, where the presidency has clarified the misconception in the provision for what is termed the presidential yacht in the 2023 supplementary appropriation presented to the National Assembly. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, in a statement issued, said it is an operational naval boat with specialized security gadgets suitable for high-profile operational inspection and not for the use of the president. And he added that the naval boat was ordered by the Navy under the previous administration. President Tinubu has also consistently, according to his aide, said that government is a continuum and he inherited both assets and liabilities of past administrations. According to the statement issued by Mr. Ononuga, the payment request for the boat was part of the committed obligation submitted by the Office of the Chief of Naval Staff to the Ministry of Defense, and he said President Tinubu is focused on securing the country and its territorial waters. The federal government, under his leadership, is also investing more resources to enhance greater economic output from the oil and gas sector, as well as the marine and blue economy. All right, Ibrahim, this has been a continual controversy. Everybody has been talking about it. The papers have been awash over the past days. Many people talking about the issue of we understand that it was, initially put at 5 billion naira at the cost of the presidential yacht, but, there's been some much needed clarification from the presidency. At least two aides released statements yesterday, talking about it and buttressing this latest one by Mr. Bayo Ononuga, who has said that this naval boat, as he put it, is not for the use of the president, but to guard Nigeria's territorial waters and part of specialized security gadgets requested for by the Navy. And he also stressed that this naval boat was ordered under the previous administration, even at the presidential retreat, which kicked off on Wednesday. The president also spoke about him inheriting assets and liabilities of past administrations, including the Buhari government. And so this is also, part of what he inherited by the Buhari administration. But in the meantime, the supplementary bill amounting to 2.17 trillion naira for the 2023, the year under review, that is, has been passed by the National Assembly, but the lawmakers have yanked off the controversial 5 billion naira. Well, they still put it as a presidential yacht, and instead for the House of Representatives, they've raised the students' loan to 10 billion naira and removed the 5 billion naira proposed fund for the presidential yacht. But, the name is still controversial, even though the presidency has, maintained that it is not for the use of the president, but for the use of the Nigerian Navy as part of its mandate.
Well, it's good that they've set the record straight. It's good for Nigerians to be well enlightened. It's so sad that, sometimes you find analysts who go on TV, when they hear certain rumors, the next thing is just to get on TV, condemn the government, saying that, okay, Nigeria needs to we have to cut our coats. Our cloths according to our cloth, and we shouldn't, spend beyond what we should spend and all of that. So it's always very good that we have this clarity of information, clarity of purpose. The fact that this is a burden that was inherited from the previous administration, but it is not for personal use, as they've said. It is mainly for the safeguarding of our waters, because we have the naval officers, the naval personnel who are ensuring the integrity of this nation, so that we don't have encroachment, we don't have external incursion into our country, especially those who also will move to steal our oil, our crude oil, and all of that. So it might be named, it is named presidential yacht simply because of all the facilities in it and the sophisticated systems that they incorporated into that yacht, and that's the reason why it's called presidential yacht. It can be compared to any other yacht. It's not for recreation, rather it's just for the essence of safeguarding our waters. And it's so good that listening to, even before the outcry, the House of Representatives or the National Assembly generally, decided to move it into the student loan, which others are also criticizing that, oh, maybe it's for a certain category of people, that not everyone will have access to it. Yeah, fine. Policies are policies. It's not meant for everybody, but those who need it will definitely find ways to access this. So the Nigerian Navy suggested, that spending that 20.42 billion naira on recurring expenses,
right,
and that 42.3 billion on capital expenditures for the total budget of around 62.8 billion. So so many other things like that for Nigerians to really understand. But it's very important that we have the proper information before we run amok with wrong opinions or wrong information to misleading Nigerians.
And, well, looking at the other flip side, at the Senate, we also understand that the Senate leadership, that's the Senate committee leadership headed by Olugbenga Daniel, a former governor of Ogun State, has also intervened somewhat. That also trickled in yesterday, where we understand that it has been rested, on the part of the senators, the issue of the Navy, the naval vessel or the presidential yacht, depending where you stand from, has been moved. It has also been moved for the purchase of critical, in the words of, from the press statement that was issued yesterday, it has now been diverted to the purchase of, more critical equipment, such as, surveillance, equipment for the use of the Navy, and not necessarily for the purchase of this vessel. And perhaps in the future it may also one would also enjoin the presidency, because words go a long way. Only yesterday we were speaking about face-to-face communication as against letters. It is easy for you to run with varying interpretations of what is worded in documents. And perhaps that may have been where the confusion and the diverse interpretations may have come from. Perhaps the wording of presidential yacht, may have been the issue. Perhaps it may have been better for, the presidency to perhaps, state it as such. If it is the Navy, if it is for the Navy, of course, the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and the Navy is part of the armed forces.